And joining us now, Alamogordo Tigers head football coach Dale Hooper. And coach, certainly a tough one on Friday night.
It was.
It
was.
And I was saying on the air that I guarantee everybody on the team and the coaching staff, you guys should have had that one on Friday night.
Yeah, no, there's no question. We're a better team than Goddard, and we didn't get that win. And that's a hard loss. Them are the hard ones that you just any loss, I can't sleep anyway, so it don't matter on that part. But that was a game we definitely had in hand. And the second half we had 5 kids out in that second half. We had 5 starters not starting. We had 3 in the first half not playing, and we had 5 in the second half. But I still thought we had enough to win that game. I just feel we're that much better than Goddard. I think I told you that earlier. I think we're a much better team than them, and we just couldn't hang on for the win. And that was a tough one. But I think the thing about it is, I think everyone there knows how much better we are than them. We cannot have that mistake in the playoffs, because we'll probably face them in the playoffs again. We cannot play like that in the playoffs. We got to put our foot down and end it quick. And that's a team that made semis last year. They only graduated 3 players, 3 off their starting roster. I mean, they're a good team. But that says something about us too. We've got to be able to finish that game and win that game, and because we're a much better team than them. And I don't know. That's a tough loss. That's all. Yeah.
Well, and it's certainly, I would say, after the game, certainly some soul searching there, and it seemed like there were some guys that you certainly had some longer conversations with, and not that you wanted to tell us what was going on there, but you definitely wanted to get it across that that obviously what you said, that kind of stuff can't happen.
It can't happen. We've got to have. I don't know. I think we had the game pretty much in control, and then we let them right back into it with some. We had a couple touchdowns called back. We have the pick. I don't know what I can't say that was our kid's fault. The pick, we picked the ball in the end zone, take it back to the 50. I don't know what the ref called on that one on video. There's nothing there. That's a tough one. That gives them the ball in the 1, and then they end up scoring. That was a tough one. So I can't really get on my kids about that, but I can definitely discipline part on the 2 touchdowns called back. We have an alignment. We don't have enough. We don't have 7 guys on the line. That's that's football 101. You got to be paying attention, and our kids have got to be on the ball. Normally in a situation like that, the ref will give a kid, if a kid just went in like they did right there, normal time, even in playoffs, man, it's like a ref will tell a kid, hey, they'll warn them, and then they'll get on them if they're not pointing at the ref. But I guess the ref on our sideline didn't see it that way, and which is a legit call, and they threw the flag, and that cost us 1 touchdown. And then we have we have a late hold. Why D's walking in the end zone and cost us another touchdown. And on both of those, we don't score. We don't score on both of those. Those are 2 touchdowns right there. And we had some drops that cost us dearly too. We've got to catch footballs. That's what we do. We throw the football. We got to catch them. And especially when the ball, when our receivers have their hands on footballs, they got to catch footballs. That's our job. That's what we do. And there's no excuse. And our kids know that. And they take it personal, and on film, it was definitely a quiet film session, because they knew what the opportunity we missed out on that. And does it change our goals? No, we're going to win a state championship. We're that good. We can do it. We just can't do those kind of mistakes. And luckily, that's not a district or playoff game, because when those games come about, we got to be perfect. We cannot make mistakes like that. We just can't. And I look back and I think, maybe that was a good thing that we now that won't happen. I'm guessing we'll never have a penalty with not enough men on the field. I mean, on the lines.
Yeah.
Things like that, or a holding penalty when our running backs by you. Things like that. Maybe now they're going to think about that. So maybe later on, down the road, that won't happen. So.
Yeah, opportunity certainly for some teaching moments. And I think, there are also some positives there. I thought we got to see more of D, and he seems to be getting, better along with the offense.
Is he not getting better every week? He really is. He played – there were plays in there. I'm not kidding. I think they were scared to hit him. I mean, that man, he runs like a man. There's no question about it. And I actually think he's gotten better again this week. It's just like it's just amazing to watch how much progression he's getting. If I can ever get him to – most of his potential, because I don't know, it might be another year before we get him to his full potential, but if I could just get him to most of his potential by the time we hit the main stretch out there through playoffs and districts, it's going to be pretty special to watch.
He got a lot more active in the passing game this week. That was something that looked like you guys did a lot of work on this week too.
We did do a lot of work on. I'm glad you noticed that, because we did, and there's a lot more to come. He was the receiver for us there for the first week and a half. He was out for football, so he knows our routes. He knows how to stem. He knows what we're trying to do, and so we could line up and do some things pretty special with D. That's for sure. And it hurt us on you'll see all our kids right now. They're walking around with gallons of water all day, every day. If I see them without a gallon of water, I run them. And so it's the cramps. I can never ever remember in my coaching career that cramps cost you a game, and boy, did it hurt us in this game.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, people think that it's the night of. It's all week that you've got to be taking care of your body to be ready for Friday.
All week, you got to drink a lot of water, and get off the sodas and just drink water. And it's I think our one of my coaches said it best. You don't have a Lamborghini and you're gonna go put unleaded in it. You're gonna put super unleaded. You're gonna put the best in it.
Premium.
That's right. So we tell our kids the same thing. You're an elite athlete. You need to make sure you eat that way and take care of your body. And because that really hurt us not having, when we had 5 kids out in that second half, and me, I run fast. So here I'm trying that entire second half. I mean, we had 2 delayed games. I'm trying to slow that game down as much as I possibly can, because I'm trying to take as many snaps away from them as possible. And it's tough, and it's tough to run our offense that way. But
I will say I was impressed with the way the defense rebounded, especially in the second half. I mean, because I thought Goddard had the better of you guys offensively in the first half, and in the second half, you really shut them down through about third quarter, midway through the fourth.
Right. Until the last 2 drives, I think. The last 2 drives, they kind of, we had some kids out at that time, and that hurt us a little bit. And you've seen some kids have to play defense that have never played defense. Kyle being one of them, and we had to do it. We had to make some. And the one thing we're doing this week for sure is that the difference now is Kyle, Alex, all those kids that might have to play defense, they know defense now because they're repping defense. They've repped defense 2 days straight, and they're going to get no more reps again today. That way, if ever a situation like that arises again, when those kids go in, they know exactly. We're not coaching them on a timeout,
You just had to play a little bit of improvisation last week because of those injuries. So.
We did, but our kids know. They after the game, it was definitely, some of our kids, they're probably like me. My heart hurts after a game like that, and some of our kids were pretty devastated after that loss because they don't like losing games. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I think when we let them realize that here, that's probably one of the top 4 teams in the state in 5A, and here we're a way better team than them. Then they start realizing that we need to start playing that way. And so hopefully we wake up this week, and I know I don't have to fire our kids up for this week. It's just like years back playing Mayfield. It's the same thing. We got Artesia, and I don't think our kids need to get up to play Artesia. They're excited about playing Artesia.
Well, and what's interesting, I think, after a game like Goddard and what happens there is, how the kids rebound and how they react to losing a game like that. I'm sure as coaches, that's something that, you look for is, how do you show character and how do you bounce back from having some adversity like that?
That's right. Exactly. Adversity, we'll see, they say adversity, we'll see pull out the character in our kids. And so we're going to see what they got. And, but I am not worried. I know our kids, our character, our kids. Our kids are going to show up, and they're ready to play. And I think I think we got a good game plan going in this week. And the biggest thing of going in this week is we got to stay healthy this week. We can't afford any more injuries, and hopefully we'll get a couple of our kids back. We're hoping. I know grades are coming out not this week, next week. So all the parents out there, please get on your kids, whether they're athletes or not. You need to make sure you're on their kids. Their grades are finalized next week, 9-week ends, and so on that we'll gain some kids too. I'm kind of excited. You'll have some new names you'll be hearing about, and we got some kids that moved in that. They had to wait. They had to wait till the 9 weeks to get eligible, and they've been practicing with us from day one. So we're excited about that, and hopefully, I'm praying to the Lord that all our kids make their grades. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's always, I think, with every team, every school, it's always a challenge.
It is, because you're demanding a lot of these kids, but that's why they're student athletes. They I know people say, oh, it's always student first. Well, it is. Absolutely, it's student first, but it's not. It's equal to, though. And I'm a little different on beliefs on this. People might get mad at me, but I'm gonna tell you my belief on this. You're a student athlete. It's not student above the athlete. It's equal. And what I mean by that is, if you can't handle your student part, then you no longer are an athlete. You can't do it. So it's not, well, I got to concentrate on nothing but school. Well, if you can't do that, well, you're no longer an athlete. To be a student athlete, you got to be able to do both, and you got to do both at the same time. And I firmly believe that, because you'll see people play that game. Well, I got to do homework, or I miss practice. I'm doing. You know what? If you can't handle both, then you're gonna have to turn in your cleats, because that's just the way it is. You're a student athlete. You got to be able to handle both.
Well, and that's one of those things when I talk about kids that are involved in sports and do the multitasking. I mean, those are building life skills kind of things. I mean, as an adult, all of us have to do that multitasking kind of thing.
When you're putting this on our student athletes are putting this on their resume, for instance. I tell them, okay, you're going to fill out your resume. You're going to tell them, you're an all-district, all-state football player, played 4 years. I'm a 3-year letterman, blah, 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 blah. Oh, but I missed at least 5 weeks of practice because I couldn't do the academics part with football. So, you don't put that on your resume. No. That's the whole point. You got to be able to do both. That's what makes you special. You're a student athlete. You're not just a student. And I hate to say it, but my opinion, I think they are special, our athletes, because to go out and practice as hard as we do, to study as much film as we do, and make grades. Yeah, if I'm hiring someone and I see, hey, this guy played for Alamogordo football, hey, man, that's a guy I want, and hopefully people do look at that, because especially I know most of the bosses in our community, when they do hire, a lot of them were athletes. They understand the demand it takes from a kid, and it's amazing the character and the work ethic you get from kids that are doing sports and academics, and to see a valedictorian come through and also participating in sports. Imagine these valedictorians that done 3 sports.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, and you see that a lot.
Now you can flat out say when they walk that line and on graduation, that's a lady or that's a man. I mean, nothing but praise. That's for sure.
Yeah, and and you see that a ton. I mean, the kids that do multiple sports and then are also good in the classroom and are involved in other student council and things like that. Yeah.
They're special.
You always like to see those kids.
Yeah, and now I guess Artesia.
Yeah, I know. We kind of got off
track, but I tell you what, it's grading period, so that's all that's been on my mind a lot lately. So anyway, Artesia's really good. Obviously, they're a number 1 team coming in, and it's going to be a battle. I'm excited. I am really excited about this opportunity, and I know our kids are, and we're hoping to pack the place. And anyone, guys, we need that support. We need our stadium. We need our crowd going crazy this week. This is a big game. This, hopefully this will be a preview of what the state championship is going to be, and that's our goal, is to be in that state championship. And if we're opposite sides of the bracket, it'll probably be us and Artesia. That's been our goal from day one, to be opposite of them and meet them in the final. And we're ready to play football. I'm telling you, our boys have been practicing. They practice hard and they're studying hard, and that's nice. That's not just homework. I mean, they're studying the football right now hard. It's nice. Yeah. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm pretty proud of our young men right now.
You guys got to see Taylor Null last year, their quarterback.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, Houghling was out in that game.
And I could tell you the difference in the two, because see, the two, we were prepping for the other quarterback, and I think we had some pretty good stuff on him, how we were going to break on footballs and stuff, and then all of a sudden, bam, we don't have him. We're like, oh crap! So we have to change. The one thing he does really well, this quarterback that they have now, he fires the ball quick. He has a quick, his hand will come off the ball and it's quick. It's out of his hand pretty quick. The other quarterback was not that way. And I don't know, I guess he's doing really good in college, by the way. I'm proud of him. He's a great young man. But anyway, so this quarterback is really, really quick. He knows the system. I guess from what I've been told, I guess his family, their long history in Alamogordo, in Artesia. And they're all athletes from what I've been told, and they said this one might be the best one of the bunch, and he definitely knows that, he grew up in the system. All probably parents, uncles, everyone's been quarterbacks, so we're excited about the opportunity to go after him. And last year you know how I felt about last year. I think I've said it enough about last year. I think that one was not a very good game for me, and that was a hard called game for us. And hopefully, we get a little payback this year, and we'll see. I know our boys are ready, and I know our coaches are ready.
The last 2 years have been great games. There's no reason to think that this year's not going to be another exceptionally competitive matchup. So
and hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll have everyone back and we'll have our full squad on the field. We're hoping. We'll see. We'll see. We'll know. We won't know that until Friday, so we'll see.
And of course, the other big guy that you got to obviously focus on is Ethan Duff, because he's a
man.
Yeah, he's a spectacular athlete.
Oh, he is. He's I think in the last 2 years, and I'm gonna say 3 years, but 2 years, because I think 3 years ago that other kid was really good, was their main man. But the last 2 years, he's their team. I mean, I'm just telling you right now. Anyone that says different, they're out of their mind. That kid, he's something. He's Alex Ramirez. I mean, he's special. No question about it. The kid makes a lot of people miss tackles, and if you watch state championship last year, they don't win that game without that kid. They don't. They flat out will not. They lose a Centennial for a state championship if it wasn't for that young man. And what a great and classy kid he is, and hopefully he'll be back. He hasn't played 2 weeks now. He didn't play against Cleveland. He got hurt against Cleveland. I don't know. It looked like a high ankle sprain to me. I don't know if he's back. He didn't play last week, so he wasn't on film. So we'll see if he's back this week. But they have good athletes, no question.
And something else that was also impressive with Artesia, Cooper retires, and they really haven't missed a beat, have they?
No, they haven't changed nothing. They've all been there forever. It just. One guy comes out, and the other Cooper's in, and they haven't changed nothing. They do everything the same, So nothing's going to change there in Artesia, and I mean, why should they? They have 29 state championships. That's the most state championships in any high school in the United States. So why would you want to change what you do? I mean, that's crazy, not crazy too. But you know what? Obviously a long time ago there was teams. Oh wait, that was us beating them in 1950. That was our last state championship. So, but we've got to get to where we're that team, and it's been pretty good dogfights the last 2 years, and so there's going to be nothing different.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be another good game. Offensively for you guys, I thought you moved the ball well last week, and obviously right. the injuries to Alex and Jalen really hampered you a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys feel like you can move the ball against this defense?
I do. I think when I have all our starters on the field on offense, I don't know if I don't think anyone can stop us. I really don't. I think we have too many weapons everywhere. It's
just cutting down on the penalties. Obviously, is a big deal for you guys, right?
2 touchdowns called back killed us. That's not good. But anyway, we're gonna. Kyle. He's playing pretty good right now. I think he feels pretty confident in what's going on, and he knows where our weapons are, and he's obviously studying a lot of film on Artesia, so we'll see what happens. And Kyle has a lot of free reign in this game. He has multiple checks he can check to, and he knows on what plays we're checking to, so he's going to put us in the right position to be successful. And I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know. It's going to be a fun game to be a part of, that's for sure. We had
a great crowd last time Artesia was in town 2 years ago. Yeah. Probably the best crowd I've seen at Tiger Stadium, maybe with the exception of the Mayfield game. But I think even the Artesia game 2 years ago was probably the best crowd I've personally seen at Tiger Stadium.
Right, right. And we're hoping for another one. I do. All I know is if you haven't come to watch a game, a Friday night football game, you need to come. If you're a football fan at all and they've never even been to a Tiger game, I promise you won't be let down. This will be an exciting. This is the top dogs in 5A. I know we lost that Goddard game and Los Lunas, but yeah, we'll see. Well, we're definitely I think the top in the state, so we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Whiteout on Friday night?
No, I think we're going to do. Yeah, they're back off. I think it's. I don't know. I haven't read everything, but it's blackout. I think.
Are they changing it?
I think it was supposed to be blackout, and I think they put whiteout, but I'm not sure. It's either white or black, but I would hope it'd be blackout because that's kind of what we are. We're all black, we're blackout. We're black and gold, so we'll see. But either way, it they'll have shirts that are given away at the gate. So the first people come in, I'm guessing. Do not hold me to this, please. No one be calling the office. Is that true or not true? I don't know, but I did see an email, and I have not had a chance to read it. So,
yeah. Well, regardless, we hope to see everybody out there at the game on Friday night. And again, 6:45. You can start listening here on ESPN Alamogordo, but please come out. 7 o'clock kickoff should be a great game between the Tigers and the Bulldogs. Coach, appreciate you moving your schedule around and coming on in.
Thank you.